Welcome to FI Connect 2020. My name is Alina Drago. Ingredia is excited to present today for the first time its new dairy protein, Promilk Bmax. Promilk Bmax is featured for the clean label market to formulate dairy products with only natural ingredients. You already know that dairy proteins have good texturizing ability and can replace additives. But most of all, dairy products recipes still require thickeners or gelatin to keep a nice and stable texture. Yet, with this new protein, Promilk Bmax, you will see that it has superior properties compared to standard dairy proteins, which is a real revolution in the dairy sector. I am Alina Drago, Product Line Manager at Ingredia, and I will present the market context to illustrate how this new solution answers market expectations. Then Lea Meyer, Application Development Specialist at Ingredia, will explain in detail the features of Promilk Bmax and its application examples. The clean label market is booming, and this expansion has been reinforced with the world sanitary crisis that we are facing. Clean label becomes the norm in the food sector. More than one product out of 3 launched in the world is concerned by the clean label trend. But what does clean label mean? From a recent study, for 40% of the consumers, clean label means free from artificial ingredients. And for 37%, it means made with natural ingredients. Natural ingredients are a major brand switching driver. 46% of the consumers in the world will more likely choose a brand with the product made of natural ingredients rather than another. In the dairy sector, naturalness is expected to remain a major trend. No additive preservatives is the top claim in the natural category used for yogurt launched between 2015 and 2020. The dairy market is the second fastest growing market in terms of product launching with clean label or natural allegation after the baby food. Furthermore, a sensory experience with nice taste and texture remains a key driver for innovation too. This is why Ingredia focuses its development on clean label solutions, providing the consumer with an enjoyable experience through texture and taste, without compromise on health with natural ingredients. But first, who are we? Ingredia is part of a dairy cooperative created in 1949. Its dairy plant and farms are located in the Hauts-de-France, at the core of a dynamic dairy production area. And with 460 employees, of which 40 work in the innovation team, our company develops and produces innovative and high-quality dairy ingredients for the food and health and nutrition industries. Our development strategy is based on 2 strong pillars: innovation and sustainable commitment. Promilk is the brand of our range of dairy products for the food industries that has 4 generations of proteins since 1967. They are natural ingredients and extracted with a clean process. The first generation englobes proteins from ultrafiltration with A-type protein. Then proteins from microfiltration to obtain B-type protein are the second generation. The third and fourth generations are the results of long years of research of our R&D team to develop more concentrated and functional protein. I am sure now that you cannot wait to discover the brand new protein Promilk Bmax that Leah is going to present right now.
This new clean label solution, Promilk Bmax, is a milk protein isolate, enriched in native micellar casein. It has 85% protein on dry matter, with higher texturizing abilities than standard dairy proteins, but also an high emulsifying, gelling, and foaming properties. What's more, it's easy to use as it's in a cold or hot solution. Now I'll show you the functional interest. First, the water binding capacities. Here you see the percentage of whey over time. To obtain this result, we have hydrated 10% protein for 1 hour at 50 degrees. Then the solution is added to pH 4.6 and we observe the draining. We can see clearly that is with Promilk Bmax there is less whey compared to the proteins. So Bmax exceeds every other milk protein in water binding capacities, and specifically micellar casein thanks to new process. I'd like to show you another test, the Firmness of Acidifier Gel. This is achieved after acidification to pH 4.6 with GDL, gluconodelta-lactone. You can see it's with Promilk Bmax that we acquire the highest texture. So Promilk Bmax brings a maximum gel strength thanks to its water binding capacities. These two functionalities are the fundamental principle of a stabilizer, like gelatin or carrageenan. It is true that hydrocolloids have good affinity with water, so it improves texture. The two tests that I show you mean clearly Promilk Bmax is a better protein to replace texturizers. Today, I'll show you the potential of Promilk Bmax in fresh cheese mousse and a cream cheese using without whey separation technology. First of all, a few words on this technology. In order to consumption of cheese all around the world, Ingredia proposed this new way of producing cheese. With 100% of product at the beginning, you obtain 100% cheese, thanks to a simplified process. In conclusion, you don't need to treat whey, and it is less complicated to adapt the recipe to local taste. Now, I suggest you this recipe with 4% of Promilk Bmax, with 6% protein and 7% fat without hydrocolloid, without gelatin. The process is simple. First, you mix skim milk with Promilk Bmax at 50 degrees. You do an hydration 1 hour under agitation, then an homogenization at 200 bars at 670 degrees, a pasteurization 82 degrees during 5 minutes. You decrease the temperature at 32 degrees to allow the add culture and rennet. You can incubate until pH 4.6. You do a smoothing. After this step, you put it at 4 degrees to decrease temperature to allow a better foaming. After that, you can do the foaming and package and store it at 4 degrees. We performed a tasting session with around 20 people trained to test dairy mousse products. During this training, they determined together the specific descriptors descriptors for dairy mousse. Here, they compare product with Promilk Bmax to micellar casein and total milk protein with gelatin. On testing results, you can observe either we obtain same grade with Promilk Bmax or it is better. First, a good thing for new protein, we have same milky taste with total milk protein and with Promilk Bmax, no bad taste. If you see the form descriptors, we acquire a higher quality of form. The structure of the form visually and in mouth, but also the better popping sound with spoon test and in the mouth. More will note there is more texture with Promilk Bmax, that it allows stability without gelatin. Despite texture input, people prefer fresh cheese mousse with this new protein. Some other tests will make to see the evolution and the stabilization of mousse. These three products were stable over time, while with just micellar casein alone were not. We can conclude Promilk Bmax can be used to replace gelatin in fresh cheese mousse. Now I like to show you a cream cheese without hydrocolloid with 73% fat on diameter. In the first step, production of quark, we suggest using Promilk SH20, a functional protein created using without whey separation technology. And in order to stabilize it, we use 2% of Promilk Bmax. The start of this process is the same as a fresh cheese mousse until smoothing steps. The stabilization step is done in a cooker cutter as a Stefan. First, you heat quark at 50 degrees. You add Promilk Bmax and rehydrate 10 minutes. Then you do a heat treatment to 85 degrees. Before hot filling, you homogenize at 200 bars. Now you can stir cream cheese at 4 degrees. For tasting session, we did the same thing that fresh cheese mousse. You can observe the product with Promilk Bmax is close to a product with hydrocolloid. The good aspect is there is no syneresis, so the product is stable without adding a stabilizer. In addition, Promilk Bmax gives better spreadability and melting in mouth. This observation of spreadability is an important point because we enjoy cream cheese on bread. But we use it also in cheesecake. We made a cooked cheesecake with cream cheese with Promilk Bmax and the result was good. Like fresh cheese mousse, it is possible to replace hydrocolloid in cream cheese by Promilk Bmax and use it what you want, spread, dip, or in a cheesecake. You can see with these two applications that Promilk Bmax can replace stabilizer. Therefore, it is a new clean label solution. But we have observed other functionalities in processed cheese. For example, in fresh spreadable processed cheese with only one step, there is 30% more texture with Promilk Bmax to total milk protein. In the picture, you can see it offers a typical brittle texture for spreadable portion, a clear cut, no sticky residue on the finger, and a natural cheesy aspect. But also, Promilk Bmax improves the process in processed cheese in triangle portion to reducing the creaming time. I show you just two examples of functionalities in processed cheese, but there are others. If you want more information of the new dairy protein to maximize your texture in clean and simple product, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you for your attention.